you look very much different from the other kids you are playing with. And you ask yourself some questions, and sometimes you get to the point where you wonder, why me? Why was I chosen to be different? And it's definitely not an easy process, and it's something that you deal with as you grow up, and you have to make peace with it. I think as long as you are not at peace with how you look, then you're going to struggle. And the funny thing where I realized is, although I physically look different, and people can immediately see, yes, I'm an amputee, and I'm different to the person next to me, it doesn't mean those people who are looking at me are happy with the way they look. They might have all their limbs and everything about themselves, but somehow we as human beings, we find a way to even then not be happy with what we have and find fault with what we have, and even sometimes not look after what we have. So for me, all along, I knew what I got was not a lot, but it was still something I could work with. But number one, I had to look after it. I couldn't be careless with my health. I couldn't be careless with being reckless. I had to really look after the little bit of body that I had left and take really good care of it and make the most of it. So through my whole life, I started out by studying sports science, because I wanted to be better at being better at that way. And that's eventually I ended up working in a fitness center or a gymnasium for 15 years of my life, where I actually worked at training people as a personal trainer and as a trainer to help them improve their bodies. And here I am, an amputee, standing there with an artificial leg, and I'm coaching somebody how to be stronger and faster and better. And to me, that was just take myself out of this very uncomfortable bubble that I'm in about who I am, and put myself in this situation where people are working out and training and trying to be, physically perfect. And I'm there as an amputee. So it put me in a position where I really had to challenge myself and put myself out there and learn to move.
So you were basically just telling us how you were able to, or how you've lived your life and how you have coped. But the question that I now have for you is to say, how are you able to cope with house chores? Like I said, we have a couple of parents here. We have a couple of amputees. Did you do house chores as a child? Did you have to? Were you preferred, and you were just a superstar and you didn't have to do anything at home? How people growing up? Yeah.
No, my parents made me work for every single thing that I wanted or needed. So I was in residence. So because I went to a special school, which was far away from our house, we were in residence, and there was, a bunch of disabled kids of us together. But we also had to work hard. We had to work in the garden to get, to watch TV on a Saturday night. We had to work in the garden for Saturday morning, mow the lawn, clean the flower beds around the school, pick up rubbish, all that kind of stuff. And when I got home for holidays, I again had to mow the lawn, look after the garden, wash the dishes, clean make the beds. If I needed pocket money, I had to do some extra stuff. And I think that was key for me, was my parents treated me and raised me as one of the boys. We were two brothers. Later, another one came when I was out of the house. But mainly we were two brothers, and we had to work for what we wanted. And I had to work just as hard as my other brother if we wanted some pocket money to buy some extra stuff. And I think that was key. My parents never made me feel like I was disabled or different or needed special treatment. I got my punishment when I needed it. I got my motivation when I needed it, and I had to work for every single